the baseball game. Hi, everyone. This is David Thompson with Byron Ford. We are at the Conway versus Little Rock Central JV game. Just getting things started here. Oh, I spoke too soon. Center field camera just took a little bit of a dive. I'd asked someone to unplug something. That was probably my fault. So,
So we just got this one right here?
Well, right now. All right, we got Maddox Ford leading off for the Cats. He lines one to the first baseman, short hops it off his glove. Throw to first. Oh, and then they got him. They calls him safe.
Yeah.
He might have gotten that back on that bag. That was
it was close.
So hit off the first baseman's glove. Second baseman backed him up, threw it home. First base was a little bit late to get back to the bag. Caught it kind of coming off the bag and ruled safe. So Ford reaches to lead things off. And that brings up Simon Abel. Abel came in late in the varsity game, played third base in the 6th and 7th after Cicero went into pitch. Takes a strike. So Cats win the varsity game 7-0. Fourth shutout in 5 games for the Cats.
Wow.
Cats now 16-2 overall, 8-1 in the 6A Central.
What are they ranked in the 6A Central?
First place.
First place. Okay.
Kind of pulling away from the crowd.
Yeah.
Cabot's got 3 losses still. Little Rock Christian got their 4th loss tonight. Jonesboro and Bryant were playing each other late. It was a close game there. Ball in the dirt. And Ford takes second with a. That slide looked like he was on roller skates and lost his balance.
Yeah, it did.
You know, the thing is on turf, if you slide late, you're going to go. He wasn't sure. That wasn't Maddox. That was Lee McConnell running for Ford.
Wow.
It's a soft liner to center field. It's going to be, past the center fielder. Let's see how far Abel can go. Coming in to score easily is McConnell. Abel around third. The ball just now being thrown in from the outfield, and Coach Reed holds up Abel, and when Simon turned around and looked in left field, he kind of put his head down like, I could have made that.
Could have made it.
Now, I will say, Bart, sometimes when we play Central, we play under a three-run limit, so we'll see if that's the case tonight. Here's Ryder Cook, fastball up. So, Byron, last time Conway played at Little Rock Central was Thomas's freshman year.
Okay.
Back in 2022. Cats won that one 5-0, and after that, the next spring they tore this area down to build that facility in left field and renovate quickly stadium, the football field. And the last part of that renovation was the baseball field, so they had to wait. So we played them in 2023 at UALR, and Southwest. 2024 at UALR, then last year at the old J.A. Fair baseball field.
Well, this certainly is a great facility here. I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, they've done a nice job with it. Nice open area seating on the baselines. You've got the Quigley Stadium. That I think it was built in the 19 teens or 20s. Football field and left field. Sean's home run was a laser off that brick wall.
Yeah, I didn't get to see that, but I heard it on the broadcast coming in.
Whit Griffin, the batter, after the walk to Ryder Cook. So 1st and 3rd, nobody out. Cats with the run in. Runner goes. They throw through on a 4 hops, I think. The pitcher's supposed to catch that one.
He kind of
He got out of the
bailed
way. Yeah. So second and third. Nobody out, but 0-2 count on Griffin. And that one hits Griffin in the back. So bases are now loaded with one away for Trenton Cup.
So what's the story of this program? I mean, I know they've got this new field, but how were they able to kind of keep up with recruiting and all that kind of stuff and keep players engaged with no field?
There's no recruiting in high school, Byron.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'd say that from overall talent perspective, they're kind of what they've been, and Coach Landon Moore's been here for a few years now. I did notice this year's team has a lot of seniors, so next year will be a big transition for them.
Yep. The same for the Wampus Cats.
That's right.
We were talking about that on the way over here. What's it going to look like next year with all these seniors gone?
Yeah, I know. Most lineups for the Cats this year, you've got eight or nine seniors in the order, so it'll look different next year for sure. Cup takes strike 2, 2-2.
That thing right there looked like it was breaking out. It's interesting watching these pitchers and the different movement that they get. Is that all just grip or gets that?
Ground ball to short. Go to second for one, on to first. Gets past the first baseman. Abel scored on the ground ball, and Cook scores on the air, and that's going to be. Let's see, the players started walking in, and we're gonna turn it over. So, Cats get 3 in the first, and with one out, we're gonna flip it and come back and go to the bottom half. Cats 3 and Central coming to bat. All right, back at Buddy Coleman Field at the campus of Little Rock Central High School. Case Clausen is on the mound for the Cats to start this JV game. Max Ford behind the plate, Trenton Cup at first base, Jackson Cole at second base, Simon Abel is at shortstop, and Amos Bartley is at third. Outfield looks like Brady Bishop in left, C.J. Gibson in center field, and I believe it's Ryder Cook in right field.
I think you're right.
2 quick strikes from Clausen.
Swing
Here's
and a
a
miss.
swing and a miss, so quick strikeout for Clausen. Here's Hobbs Crane. Crane also played in the varsity game today. Started as the DH and came in the field. At some point, played second base. Ball's in the dirt, or I'm sorry, in the turf.
Yeah, I was hearing y'all talk on the way up here about, who's left that has real grass out there. Sounds
yeah.
like there's just a couple.
Yeah, after Jonesboro puts their turf down, it'll just be North Little Rock's home field, which is Burns Park, and Catholic High's home field, which is Lamar Porter. And neither of those are on campus, so those are not owned by the schools. Those are owned by the respective. Well, I don't know who owns. I think the city of North Little Rock owns Burns. Lamar Porter might be owned by a foundation. They've been around since, I think it was constructed in 1927. Big
Well,
strike two call from the umpire.
Yeah. He wanted 3 as much as we did.
Ball and 2 strikes to Hobbs. Yeah, as far as next, should be fun to see. You bring Wanamaker back, and Simon Abel's look good on the mound.
Yep.
You feel like if you can hold teams down, you got a chance. I mean, Clausen, Trenton Cup, getting better and better, and these guys have worked hard and improved a lot in the last couple of years. You figure they'll continue to improve over the next, 9 or 10 months, and I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be a fun team. Be a scrappy group, and they'll play defense and throw strikes, and keeps you in the game.
Yep.
There goes ball 4. All right, brings up Sam Allen. He rips one to right field. Drifting back is Cook. He makes the catch for out number 2.
So what's the record between Conway and Central?
So these teams have met quite a bit since early 90s. A ground ball second base. Cole's got it. Flips to first in the inning. So we'll pick up the history there of Conway and Central High when we get back. So Clausen tosses a scoreless top of the first. We've played 1, Conway 3, Central 0. And we are back at Central High School. Cats taking on the Tigers here. Brady Bishop going to lead off for the Cats. But yeah, it's wild to think, Byron, that Bishop sends a ground ball to short. Throw to first. Retires. Bishop, 1 pitch, 1 out. You got to think that no one on our roster has ever played a game here before today for team in our conference. So, that was the Cats' 50th win against Central High today. So 50-12 overall, 49 of those wins in conference. So all but looks like 5 games in the history of these teams has been conference. They've, for the most part, been in the same conference ever since 1992.
Okay.
There were a couple of years in the early teens where AAA tried this like combo 6A, 7A to save travel and yada yada. And so you had like 4 7A teams and 4 6A teams in the same conference, and like you had to play them all, but they didn't count if you played the other classification. It just was kind of So then you'd go to Siloam Springs to play a game that didn't matter.
Right.
And it was all the goal was to save on travel. It was just bizarre, and you couldn't just if you didn't show up, you had to take a forfeit. So the teams couldn't even say, "Hey, can we just not play this game and play someone close?" No. Weird time. So that didn't last long. There's a 4-pitch walk to C.J. Gibson, bring up Levi Thompson. So that during that little period, Central was in a different combined classification than Conway. But aside from that, they've been in the same conference ever since 92.
So what happened to 7A? I heard you talk about that. I mean, so there was a 7A in Arkansas.
Well, there is for football still. I mean, it's gone from 4A in the 90s to 5A, being the highest classification in 2006, 2007 cycle. Runner's going, and he's going to make it pretty easily. So Gibson steals second. Levi takes ball 2. So it has to do with football. There used to be a Class B. I may have mentioned this the other day, and then they moved everybody up to create that 5A. At some point, instead of saying Class A doesn't have football, they made it kind of combined a few classes in other sports and went from 7 classes down to 6 again. Because you had Thompson takes another walk. I think he swung the bat one time in the last 2 games. Brings up Lee McConnell. So that created a little. So that they left the highest classification alone with just 16 teams and dropped it from 7 to 6. But they did some compression in the other 5, 4, 3A and eliminated one of the classifications.
Gotcha.
It used to be top 16 were 7A, next 16 were 6A. And then you went to 32, and they went just straight from 16 to 32 a few years ago. And it settled that way for a while. I feel like it's kind of probably where it's going to stay for a bit. And it's all about football. And when there were 32 teams in the classification, the highest classification, the complaint was the gap between your biggest schools in Northwest Arkansas and your smallest school. It was like Texarkana or Jonesboro or Benton, something like that was just so big that it wasn't fair or whatever. And as we know, in basketball and baseball and other sports, there's not much difference between the best teams in those classifications, but football was the big driver. So it's a little bit of a compromise.
So is it then the size of the school that gets you in the ranking? It's not
it's for the public schools, it's straight into attendance. So if teams gain or lose attendance, they can move up or down.
Okay.
Like, for instance, Pine Bluff used to be in the 7A, but now they don't have the population or the student body population that they used to have, so they've dropped. You also had, in the last 20 years, Rogers and Bentonville and Springdale they've split high schools because they've gotten so big. So instead of being 4 schools up in Northwest Arkansas, there's 7. Once they split, they were still so big they qualified for 7A.
Wow.
It's a high pop into shallow left center. And it's not going to be caught. Gibson comes on home. We'll call that a sac fly E7. I think CJ was going to go on that regardless. So Bishop stays at second. And the runner for Thompson is it McConnell? Or is Bishop run for Thompson? Oh, Bishop's run for Thompson at second, yeah. McConnell running for himself. And here's Amos Bartley. Amos takes one on the shoulder. Load the bases.
I heard Willie Voss is the all-time hit by pitch record holder.
King, yeah. Give him a crown, man.
Yeah.
Black and blue crown. Speaking of Voss, here's Max Voss with the bases loaded. Big news is Willie did not get hit tonight.
Got the night off.
That's right. Pitch in the dirt to Voss. What's changed is with how they handle private schools. For a while, it was just the same attendance. Then publics didn't like the fact that they could quote unquote recruit, or maybe not quote unquote, maybe actually recruit. I don't know. Anyway, so you had some schools really develop good programs in certain sports.
So,
yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so they tried different things. They had a multiplier that said, okay, for every student at this private school, it's 1.2 students to kind of move. And then at one point, they're just like, you know what? Voss left. It's when the center field. It's going to be caught. Tagging at third is Bishop. A long throw home is offline. Going to third is Lee McConnell. So Max Voss with the sac fly gets in another catch run. It's 5-0. And at some point, they're like, well, instead of a multiplier, you just take your private school attendance where you just bump you up a classification. At some point, they bumped up 2 classifications. I remember watching a Baptist prep football game against Robinson, and then Robinson had 80 guys on the sideline, and Baptist prep had 30. And it was just, someone was going to get hurt. So it was done to kind of combat the shallow Christians and PAs that developed these big programs, but it really hurt the other private schools that had to suffer the consequences of those teams' success. And Jackson Cole suffers the consequence of a pitch to the back.
Yeah.
So that loads the bases. And it's back to the top of the order in Maddox Ford.
Yeah, I was curious, whenever we talked about recruiting earlier, and you mentioned you can't recruit. So what's the definition of recruiting? Because certainly coaches can go around the school and say, hey, you look like you might be a good basketball player, baseball player.
Well, it's kind of funny how that's evolved. Swing and miss by Ford. You had the whole idea is people can just go to private school. All you got to do is pay tuition or get scholarships. Of course, we all know private school's not cheap.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, you can go to private school. It's also can cost you a lot more money than public school. Of course, in Little Rock area, because of some desegregation ruling and busing and whatnot, you've been able to kind of choose your high school in Little Rock for 30, 40 years. It's fly ball in left center field, fairly deep, drifting back and making the catch as a center fielder to end the inning. So, but yeah, just complete that thought. So, but of course, nowadays, you not only have that in Little Rock area, you've got school choice. So, really, anybody can recruit,
right,
so to speak, or anybody is eligible to go play anywhere, as long as they meet the whatever deadline it is to file and that sort of thing.
Gotcha.
So, yeah. All right, well, we'll come back here in a minute. We've played an inning and a half. It's 5-0 Cats. Back at Central High School for the bottom of the second inning. Trenton Cup, the new pitcher for the Wampus Cats. Levi Thompson behind the plate. Maddox Ford has moved over to third base. Got Whit Griffin at first base now. Abel and Cole remain our middle infield. In the outfield, the darker it gets, the harder it is for me to see. I think it's Max Voss in left field. C.J. Gibson in center field. And I believe it's still Ryder in right field. That could be Lee McConnell. I don't know. It's Lee or Max. It's not Brady.
One ball and one strike here for T-Cup.
So Cup threw an inning on Thursday in the varsity game. He got some work on the JV game Friday and back out there again here on Monday. Getting pushed a little bit. Fastball hit foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Did he play with your team, the River Dogs?
Who's that?
T-Cup.
No, he did not. He mostly played field house growing up. He played banana ball with us. Breaking ball hit short. April's got it. Throws to first.
Nice.
Nice play there by Griffin to snag the throw. So Abel to Griffin's out number 1 for Trenton Cup.
Making it look easy out there.
He sure is. First pitch up high.
Swing and a miss on that. 1 ball and 1 strike. So how many weeks do we have left in the season, David?
Well, let's see. Where are we at? April 14th. We've got finished this week. Are we counting this week or not?
Yeah, let's count
All
the
right,
rest
count
of this
this
week.
week. So Central week this week, Catholic week next week, then Southwest and in North Little Rock. So we got 4 weeks left, including this one, and then it'll be state tournament week.
It goes so fast.
Yeah, it really does.
Swing and a miss. You get that
Yeah,
strikeout.
nice breaking ball there from Cup. 2 quick outs here for the sophomore.
Swing and a miss.
First pitch, yeah, swing and a miss.
An outside pitch there.
So Thomas was a 3-year starter. So do you remember much about JV his freshman year, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever?
I don't. Not too much. I do remember that, we were talking about it last time. I remember him just being in a dugout on that championship game and just being so adamant that he was going to be on the field the next time they won. And so, he just worked his tail off and just kept working and working to get that starting spot.
Yeah.
As you know, I mean, there's always somebody behind you at Conway. There's a lot of pressure.
Oh, yeah.
to keep your spot. You got to do whatever you got to do. So he wanted to stay on the field. So whatever you got to do. But yeah, I remember his whenever he was a sophomore, you know, he got that, you know, got into a little bit of a hitting slump, but came back and became a contact hitter. Really, I mean, because he was hitting for power in the beginning, and then just decided he was going to do whatever it takes to stay on. So he was just like, I'm just
played
gonna
a
put the ball in the
perfect
ball.
role for that team last year. Yeah,
Yep.
it was table setter for the big bats. He had one of the best on base percentages of any Wampus Cat in a single season last year.
Yeah, it was a real fun time. We never expected him to be a leadoff. He'd never played that position or never hit that position before, and so for him to come in and do that, we were kind of scratching our heads, but he did great.
Breaking
Got
ball gets him for strike 3. So after missing up on the last breaking ball, hits the spot there. So 1-2-3 inning for Cup in the second. We go to the third inning. Cats lead 5-0. Top of the third inning underway. We got Simon Abel up for the Cats. Big breaking ball is called. Oh, I think he maybe gave up on that one.
Yeah, that looked like a strike. He's got 2 balls now.
This umpire, we've started having him a couple of years ago. I don't recognize him. He's not from here. If you talk to him, he's from Boston.
Okay.
Got a thick Boston accent. I can tell he's got a lot of experience. I think he calls up there and calls down here. He has some reason where he goes back and forth. We have a little bit of a connection to him I didn't know about until he came out here through a family friend.
How about that?
But yeah, he's fun. If you get a chance to talk to him,
Yeah.
try to draw him out. You want to?
Can you do his voice?
No, I can't do his voice. Best I can do is I can pack the car in the yard. That's about it.
Pack the guy in the yard.
I was in a wedding in Boston back in like 30 years ago, and a buddy of mine met a girl from Massachusetts and got married, and I just remember being up there. I was best man in the wedding, so I was kind of involved in everything. And they're like, you're from Arkansas. I'm like, yeah, I'm from Arkansas.
Oh, man. That's great.
Ball in the dirt, the runner going, and Simon's going to, I say go in standing up. He went ahead and took a little short slide. A ball and a strike to Ryder Cook.
Yeah, I don't think you should sell yourself short there, David. I think you could go up there and fit right in with that.
Well, my ball's ripped into right center field. That's going to be trouble.
Yep.
It's going to one hop the wall. Simon's going to jog home, and I mean jog home. Not Cook, though. He's going to go for 3.
Good job.
And he is going to slide in. Ball's on the ground. So he is safe. It's going to be bang-bang play if the third baseman could have caught that in traffic over there. But Ryder Cook with a feet first triple. The Cats now up 6-0.
Yeah, it was a great hit for Ryder right there.
Just stayed back and unloaded.
Mm-hmm.
All right, runner on third. Nobody out. And another big
Wow.
breaking ball drops in there for a strike.
That thing looks crazy. I mean, because it's starting, looks like it's above the person's head.
No,
and
it
then
is.
just drops down.
Yeah, it's dropping a lot. I'll give him credit for that. There's a little ball through to the back down the right field line. Diving attempt. Ball is down. Griffin going for second. Good strong throw coming in. I think it might hit Griffin. I'm not sure, but he gets back safely. And Cook scores easily on the play, and it's 7-0 Cats. An RBI double for Whit Griffin. It's 2 runs in the inning for the Cats. And here's Trenton Cup. Big breaking ball that just spun outside. We saw a big, kind of slow breaking ball in the varsity game from that second pitcher. Kind of kept the Cats off balance for a couple of innings.
Yeah.
Let the Tigers hang around.
Yeah, he's sticking with that breaking ball here. So explain to me the difference between a breaking ball and a curve ball, because it looks like they kind of got the same type of movement, right?
So a curveball is a specific type of pitch. A breaking ball is a category of pitches. So
Gotcha.
a slider would be a breaking ball. A curveball would be a breaking ball. Cutter. Yeah, anything that's off speed and moves.
Gotcha.
Changeup would not be a breaking ball. It doesn't break. It just, everything moves, right? So
yeah. So a curveball is a breaking ball.
That's right. So if you're not sure what if it's curveball, slider, or whatever, you just call it a breaking ball, and you're good. Yeah. That ball was blocked by the catcher. Throw to third, and they
got him.
Get Whit Griffin. So Griffin read it well, and usually in that situation, the ball bounces, you're going to make it. But catcher did a good job both of blocking and pouncing on it, making a perfect throw.
Yeah, he did do good there.
And that was also ball 4 to Cup. So Brady Bishop's going to be the batter. Cup on first, 7-0 Cats. We got one out here in the top of the third inning. Cup is running for himself, which tells me he's done on the mound today. I imagine Coach Harden will get everybody an inning roughly today, and then after a couple of days off, we got back-to-back days. He can stretch out some guys. Mm-hmm. Thursday and Friday, throw to first. Cup dives back and looks at the pitcher like, why are you throwing over here? Should totally steal now. Not going. Pitch is high. Another ball in the dirt. This one also blocked. Cup takes off and makes second base. And that's why you go as soon as it hits the ground, because more often than not, for every time you're thrown out, you might get 4 or 5 bases. That one drops in for a 3-0 breaking ball, 3-1.
I don't even understand how you're supposed to even take a swing on that. I mean, that thing looks so crazy.
Now Jackson Cole's going to Run for Cup. Well, the thing about it is it's breaking very early, so the pitcher can adjust and know that it's coming. It's a ground ball to short. Field by a shortstop that goes to first. Gets the out. Cole moves to third on the ground out. So your big breaking balls look pretty, but a lot of times if they break early, the hitter can adjust to it. If they break late, the pitcher doesn't see that it's a breaking ball. Those can be really tough. But if you hang those tight breaking balls, they just sit there and spin and
Wow.
drops that one in.
Why don't we see knuckleballs very often, David? Here he goes.
Gibson hits one in the hole at short. Field by a shortstop. He throws to first and does not get him. But either way, the inning was going to be over because that's run number 3. Yeah. So infield single and RBI for Gibson, and that's how the third inning ends. We have played 2.5. We're halfway home in this 5-inning JV game. Cats lead Central 8-0. Back at Central High School, and Trenton Cup is still on the mound. We'll see if that second base run affects his pitching here. First pitch was high, but he drops a breaking ball in.
Mm-hmm. Notice that.
I can't tell if he's throwing a. His looks more like a slider.
What's a slurve?
Slurve is it's so funny.
Slider.
A lot of these are just terminology, but talking about the same pitches. A slurve is a good pitch. Is a slider curve mixture. So a typical curveball is kind of over the top, like we saw the kid last inning throwing. It's more 12-6.
Mm-hmm.
And your slider is more of a horizontal movement. You throw hard, you grip like a fastball. Grip it like a football, and you throw it hard. It spins more like a fastball, harder for the hitter to pick up.
Gotcha.
But it more breaks side to side. Some guys throw a really hard slider that just dives. So a slurve would be something in between. Probably a little bit of loop in it, but not the tight, 12-6. Now guys throw cutters, which is kind of sort of like a fastball, but a lot of cutters act like sliders. So, like, where's the difference line between all that? It's just kind of really more what the pitcher considers it to be.
Gotcha. All right, you never answered the question about the knuckleball. How come we never see the knuckleball? Isn't that one of the greatest pitches of all times?
It's certainly one of the most intriguing pitches of all. I mean, maybe the spitball, but yeah,
The spitball.
spitball back in the day, man. I think Gaylord Perry's the last one to throw a spitball. Guys would just soak up that baseball. They wouldn't change balls out every pitch. You'd use a ball for maybe a whole inning or two. So guys would just lick their finger and weight down a part of the baseball to make it move. Yeah.
How much spit would it take to do something like that?
I don't know. By the time I was playing, spitballs were out, but yeah, knuckleballs. We've seen a few knuckleballers in the majors in the last 2 or 3 decades. Nate Wanamaker does a pretty good knuckleball. In fact, he was playing for us growing up. We didn't let our guys throw curveballs until they were older. So his knuckleball was kind of his changeup for a while.
Did he have a pretty good one?
It's pretty good, yeah. It's probably better now, but maybe you can use it this summer a little bit. Just swing and a miss.
Yeah, I've heard that a knuckleball is a no-go on the Conway Wampus Cats team. If you do that, you may never see the mound again.
Hey.
Is that true?
If it's good enough, now it's a good little gimmick pitch.
Got him.
Strike 3 there. So 3-pitch strikeout for Cup is out number 1 following the walk.
For the Central Tigers,
I would love to see like a major league level knuckle. I remember when Tim Wakefield was playing. I guess Russ Springer's maybe the last knuckleballer I can think of that played regularly. But Wakefield started pitching in the early 90s in the majors, and he pitched well into the 2000s with the Red Sox. But he threw one, but some of those, like Jason Varitek was captain, all-star for the Red Sox as they into their curse and kind of build a little bit of a dynasty there. And when Wakefield pitched, he had to come out because he couldn't catch him.
Wow.
So a lot of these guys that are knuckleballers, when they've been around, they've had to have a catcher who could handle them.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes get these huge gloves, bigger than record size catcher's glove, just to be able to knock the ball down. But you had to watch these like elite level catchers just completely whiff on pitches. It shows you how nasty those things are. They can catch 105 with a run with no problem, but can't catch a 60-mile-per-hour knuckleball.
Half-hearted swing there. 1 and 2.
Yeah, I think he got fooled, and it was too late for him to change his mind. So we're back to our first inning defense, by the way. We got Bartley back at third, Ford back at catcher, Griffin back at actually, Griffin was the first last inning. Throw over there. Ball pops away, but not far enough for the runner to advance. Bishop is back in left. And Max Foss is in right field. Ball and 2 strikes. And there's strike 3. The breaking ball from Cup.
Got him looking on that one.
For the Central Tigers, Caleb McCullough.
Curveball can also be called a yacker. The yacker or the Uncle Charlie.
Okay. Did you do much pitching whenever you were playing?
I did some throwing.
Okay.
I wasn't much of a pitcher. I pitched in Little League, whatever. Pitched a little bit of freshman JV ball, but back then we didn't have all this technology. I never saw myself play baseball. I think I was on the Columbus News. I was 13 for hitting a double in the 13U state tournament.
Nice.
Caught that segment. I think we recorded it. Probably on
Sweet.
Probably
VHS somewhere?
Probably on VHS somewhere. But that's about it. And I remember at some point in high school seeing a picture of me throwing or video. Ball in the dirt gets by forward with the runner going. So no chance there. It'd be a stolen base. I remember saying, "Oh my gosh, my mechanics are terrible. I'm throwing from behind my ear because I was a catcher. I didn't. You can't see behind your head. I didn't realize I wasn't reaching back and throwing. So I don't think it mattered much, but."
So you must have been just seeing you talking with your dad the other night. You must just be steeped in baseball just from a kid. Is your dad just a fan or just lifelong fan?
My dad's a big sports fan and grew up watching the Braves back in Atlanta on which TBS wasn't local for us, Channel 17. So that was kind of our upbringing. I don't tell as many people. I was briefly a Yankees fan. Lived in New Jersey when I was like 4 and 5.
Oh, wow.
As soon as I got back down south, I was all Braves. There's strike 3 to end the inning. Trent Cup pitches his second scoreless frame. We've played 3 innings this 5-inning JV game. Cats lead 8-0. All right, we're back to Central High School, Buddy Coleman Field. It's 8-0 Cats. And Levi Thompson takes the next big breaking ball, the yacker.
Yeah,
this strike 1.
He's got this pitch. I mean, he's got it nailed.
That's his thing, isn't it?
A little bit high on that one, but he keeps throwing it.
As a hitter, a lot of times you don't want to swing a breaking ball first pitch, but if he's going to land it every time, you're going to be in the hole every time. Two balls and 1 strike to Thompson. Fouled it back. See, Levi was late on that fastball, probably looking for that breaking ball. just a bit outside.
Yeah, just a bit, but he keeps throwing that ball. Does he have a fastball?
Yeah, I mean, the pitch Levi fouled off was fastball. 3-2. Getting fouled away. That was also a fastball. Yeah, the ball that Wood hit down the line. Also opposite field, that was a fastball after he got it. Got a slow breaking ball that pitched before. That one's in the turf for ball 4. So leadoff walk for Thompson.
26, Lee McConnell coming late.
Bring up Lee McConnell. Cat's going to get a runner. Brady Bishop again.
Call that strike on the outside of the plate.
Around the outside corner.
Yeah, maybe in the other box.
And there goes Bishop. Throw to second. It's going to be late. Think about his breaking ball. You can see his release point. He's right over the top, like a catapult. So that's why he doesn't get really any side-to-side action most of these. That one he threw a little harder, but
It's like you hit
it
him.
hit Lee somewhere, the lower extremity. So Bishop will go back to second base. McConnell will go to first. So first and second, nobody out, nobody in. Top of the 4th inning, we're going to play 5 innings JV game here.
Ooh. Man, these
That one drops in, yep.
yeah, it's pretty incredible how this ball breaks. I mean, it looks like it's about to come in and hit the batter, and then it just falls right in there. And that was
Except for when it doesn't.
right. Yeah.
So that one does not break. And again, the over-the-top arm slot is just so tough to control.
David, what do you think it would take to get us a scoreboard like this that's got this video feed down there? That's pretty nice.
It is pretty nice. Wouldn't put it at the top of our priority list, but like it's the first baseball video board we've seen. Max Voss, the batter, bases loaded, nobody out. So JV Cats so far this year. Record of, had it here. 10-2, varsity 16-2, freshman 8-0.
Wow.
It's a lot of winning.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what, 20, carry the 1. 34-4?
Not too bad. We got 3-0 here to Max Voss.
And there's ball 4. It's going to bring in Bishop and also bring in the Little Rock Central assistant coach. We'll take a quick break. Back at Central, the pitch goes behind Jackson Cole. It misses his behind, not by much. Lee McConnell trots home, 10-0. Bartley goes to third, and Voss goes to second. Fastball for strike one. New pitcher for Central.
You think our Thursday experience is going to look a lot like the other Thursday games that we've had, David, where we might be able to get done early?
You never want to predict things. Got a good talking about the varsity game? Or
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, never know. Central gave a good battle today, kept the game close, or within reach till late.
Yeah.
But, 2-2 to Cole. Of course, big deal Thursday is alumni night, so be a lot
That's
going
right.
on during that varsity game. Off the field, before and after the game, as well as on the field. Should be a good environment. Just need the weather to hold off. Supposed to rain that morning, Coach Harden said. Should not be a problem. Our field is able to take in some water, so but kind of need some rain. Ball four gets by the catcher. Bartley's going to hold, and that's going to load the bases for Maddox Ford. Back to the top of the order. Board says 3 hits for the Cats. Let me see what our book's got. 4 hits. Cats pitching has allowed 1 hit combined tonight.
Wow.
No, I take that back. Central got another hit late. It ended up being a 2-hitter. Two big doubles. but no runs in the varsity game and no hits so far in this one.
It's been fun to watch the like Owen and these pitchers go a little bit deeper than what they normally do. You know, it's typically
Yeah.
kind of 3 innings, and now we're getting to see them 5, so it's pretty fun.
Yeah, they did a good job. Owen's done a good job of just kind of adapting, and he comes in late in the game, you kind of coming all gas, and adrenaline, and now he's kind of pacing himself and kept the pitch count low. In Jonesboro, got a little high the first 2 innings today, but he had some quick innings to make up for it and got through 6 innings. Ball 4 forces in a run, and that's going to be it for the Cats in the top of the 4th inning. So you go to the bottom half, it's 11-0 Conway. Back to Central High School, bottom of the 4th inning. We got a 5-inning JV game. Simon Abel taking the mound for the Cats. Simon came into the 7th inning against Robinson. Had some tough luck. Gave up a base hit and then a long full count walk with some borderline pitches involved, and then a really weird play where it looked like a routine fielder's choice at second. It was called safe for some reason. It loaded the bases with nobody out. So Coach Hard went to Max Holland to close it out. Able to get some work as a chopper to third, fielded by Bartley. Can't quite get out of his glove. It was going to be a tough play. I don't know if he had a shot anyway, but be a soft infield hit for Central lead off the 4th inning. So first hit of the game for Central.
For the Central Tigers, Sam.
And that's what Abel does. He just gets a lot of soft contact, a lot of it to the pull side. Got that 2-seamer, runs on the hands of a hitter. The off speed that goes away from him. So he's either going to jam you, get on the ground, or make your reach and lunge for it, get on the ground.
Yeah, it looks like he's got a real quick delivery. I mean, he does the leg kick, but he's a little bit, seems like a little bit faster.
He's really efficient. His delivery, there, no stride. The runner on first. He's the type of pitcher. He'll give up those little soft ground ball hits, but he'll make up for it with a double play ground ball. Throw to first, runner back.
All right, David, I've done a little bit of research here, and I've got some a little bit of trivia I'm going to see if I can challenge you with.
Runner going, throw to second. Was in time, but nobody was there. So Lee McConnell a little bit late to cover, or maybe there was miscommunication. Pitch was a strike. No balls and 2 strikes on the batter.
All right, I'm going to get you on this first one. This one's gonna stump you, David. So, who hit the shot heard around the world in 1951?
Bobby Thompson.
No.
Ground
way.
ball in position because both the center, short and second, went for the baseball. Pirates, right? Bobby Thompson.
You got the name right, but you didn't.
I know it's Thompson OP. Is it?
Yeah, it was.
What a Yankee was he?
He was a New York Giant
Oh, Giant. That's right. That's right.
against the Brooklyn Dodgers. I can't even believe you got that.
That's like it's one of the hallmark moments in baseball history.
I'll have to go back to my AI here.
I mean, where do you think the term "shot heard around the world" came from? That's what
Did
this,
that where
that's
it
what
came
it came.
from?
Yeah,
From baseball?
that's what it came from.
Oh my gosh!
It was such a big deal. Yeah, it was in the. I think it was in a one-game playoff.
Huh.
Back before there was divisions, so whoever won the American League or National League regular season went to the World Series. I think it was a one-game playoff. I'm not gonna say more than that because I'm wrong. So it's a big deal. You play a long season and it comes down to one game. Kind of a
Yeah, it was interesting.
semi-abundant attempt with 2 strikes. It's taken, or I don't know if it's taken first. I don't know if it's strike or not, but he offered at it. So
Yeah, looked like he was putting his hand
Strike
up to
3.
call timeout.
Oh, is that what it was?
He didn't get the timeout,
Yeah.
so he just kind of went down for
For
a
the
bunt.
Central Tiger, Noel Langford.
All right. Who has the most career hits in MLB history?
Pete Rose.
Well, do you know how many?
It's over 4,000. I think 4191 maybe is what broke the record. And I remember him breaking the record. I was a young pup.
Were you watching that game when he did it?
I know back then you couldn't. Now it might have been cut into. I don't know if I was or not, because back then you couldn't just on demand. You know, that's how the Braves got popular. It was the only game you could watch throughout the week. Only team. Breaking ball for called strike, bunt attempt. So yeah, it happened in the mid '80s. I don't know if you knew that Pete Rose was also a player manager late in his career. So he would play first. I got to watch him against the Braves at one point when he was with the Reds late in his career. Walk from first base, call time, and make a pitching change. It's pretty cool.
Oh, man.
That's when he got in trouble with the gambling, and the rest was history. But
Yeah.
we haven't seen that since probably. I say that you wouldn't think you'd see it again, but you never say never. I could see a veteran playing a long time and getting a lot of credibility, whatever.
For the Central Tiger,
So back-to-back strikeouts for Abel. So runner to second and third. There's still a second and third. Breaking ball for strike 1. You know, Abel did not want to run to score off him after 2 little soft hits. And he's 1
2
strike
quick
away
strikes.
from getting out of it.
Side on
Runs
that one.
away. Yep.
Who is the only player to hit a walk-off inside the park grand slam? No way you know this.
A walk-off, fake to third, and close play, but he's safe. Yeah, I can't say I know the answer to that one.
Walk-off inside the park grand slam was Roberto Clemente.
Oh, Roberto Clemente. Yeah. Hall of
big-
Famer. Oh, just inside. I don't know if do you know the story of Roberto Clemente?
No,
So
I
he played for the
don't.
Pirates. Had a rocket arm. If you look up the best throws ever from the outfield, he'll be on there. All-star in his prime. He's from, I believe, Nicaragua, and was doing a mission down there to help with. They had some internal strife down there, and ball was chopped in front, no, right behind the plate. Thompson grabs it, but it's foul. And so in the offseason, I believe it was offseason, he went down and helped with some relief down there and died in a plane crash
Oh, man.
right in the middle of his prime. So every year the MLB gives out a service award. It's called the Roberto Clemente Award. I think every team has a player who
Got it.
nominated and gets that award. So, all right, well, that's it for the Tigers in the bottom of the 4th. A couple of base hits to lead off the inning, but Simon Abel comes back to strike out the side and leave the runner stranded. So we go to the 5th and final inning. It's Cats 11, Tigers nothing.
Hit.
First pitch to Simon Abel in the 4th inning. It's a ground ball single. All right, one away. I'm sorry, runner on first. Nobody out. Ryder Cook, the batter.
Ryder got that triple earlier. It'd be great to see something like that again. That was a triple, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Deep left center field gap. In the dirt block, but Abel takes off and will slide into second base. This ball is hit foul. Talking about next year's team a little bit, and you and I were talking off the air about summer ball coming up, which is a good time for these guys to kind of get a head start for the next year, and be fun to watch. A lot of our guys in the JV will be out with the Legion team this summer, doing some showcase stuff as well as some local stuff. So chance to see some of the next guys coming up.
Yeah, I think it's a real good thing that these guys end up playing together like that, as opposed to going off on their own individual teams. You know, I mean, I know that there's a purpose for that.
Sure, that's right. Yep.
Strike 3 on Ryder.
More than one way to do it these days.
Yeah.
And I think, these guys like playing together. I mean, if you're on a high school team, you don't really like your teammates, or you may want to go do something different in the summer. A lot of these guys like playing together and having some summer experiences together too. That one hits Whit Griffin. So 1 out. Runners on first and second for Trenton Cup.
Yeah, I think about like the varsity team that we've got now. I mean, all those, the majority of those guys were on the Sox, and playing together. And I just think that there's something to be said for the camaraderie and the what comes with that.
Sure, absolutely.
And you got a lot of trust whenever you've been playing with.
Absolutely.
with the same guys for so long.
Well, and you see that in high school now. A lot of the schools that have the better teams have a summer program. They kind of use that to develop their players. Throw on the dirt ball and the runner's safe.
Yep.
Abel lost his balance popping up. Held the bag. So second and third, one away.
This catcher's got a real strong arm. I mean, he's getting it down there.
He's got a quick
third.
release.
Yeah.
Real quick release.
He's kind of unassuming back there. You don't expect him to be able to throw that hard and get it down there that quick, but he does it.
That pitch on the outside corner, I think it's 1-2, isn't it? All right, Jason Cole's got 1-2.
Yep,
No, I'm
1
sorry.
and 2.
John Bishop's got 1-2. I'm not going to question John Bishop. And that one also bounces up there. Catcher keeps it from getting all the way to the backstop. The runners have to hold. Well, plus it's just fun, I'm glad. The thing I like about Legion 2 is with the travel stuff, a lot of times you don't have any local games, and, guys get to play some games in Conway, and friends and family can come out and watch.
It's a little bit lighter on the pocketbook for those that are
It's
playing.
cheaper to play in Conway than it is to play out of town. Chopper to third, fielded by a third baseman. He's going to go to first. And the runner is out. Be an RBI ground out for Trenton Cup. So coming to score is Abel. Going to third is Whit Griffin. It's 2 outs, 12-0 Cats, and Brady Bishop will try to get Whit home.
Has there been any talk or any conversation about about getting those upgrades at the Conway field? I know that was kind of the scuttlebutt a couple of years ago, that there was going to be some work done, but
Yeah, I haven't heard anything new. There's just a lot that needs to happen in the school district with other things as in addition to, I think baseball, softball is the one kind of sport, kind of area that hasn't had a big makeover in a long time. That's why this district was trying to, to kind of make improvement there, but that ball hits Bishop. But they're also needing to do, the junior high needs work. It's an old building, and they got plans for an education center, and so all that's it's a big project. So it's just taking some time to work through. But I think we're happy where we are, though. I mean, we got with the hitting facility and the new bullpen, kind of all the tools we need to
yeah.
have a successful program. That one's behind Gibson. Somehow Miss Gibson, and the catcher was able to knock it down.
Yeah, the field at Conway is looking better than it ever has, that's for sure.
Feels looking good too, yeah. And of course, it's work. You have turf. You don't do any work to it.
Yeah.
But aside from the work, it's, it's kind of nice to see the boys get dirty and play on the real surface. There's foul back. There is nobody on deck for Conway. Levi has his catcher's gear on. Oh, there's 2 outs. He has his catcher's gear on, and he's got his batting helmet in his hand. So, see what happens here. 2-1 is outside. 3-1. Was he hitting after CJ? After CJ, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
He's put the helmet down.
Looks
He's
like
reaching
maybe-
for the shin guards,
Yeah.
and Gibson hits one foul. He's like, if I take the shin guard off, he's gonna make an out. I'm gonna get back on again.
Yeah.
Okay, now McConnell's got a bat. I don't know if he's gonna believe I was gonna say just go ahead and hit dude, or JB's kind of free flowing with all this stuff.
Yeah, Levi may be ready to take a pass on this at bat.
That ball is in the dirt for ball 4. And Levi is taking all the gear off. All right. So Gibson works a walk. We got the bases loaded. 2 outs.
17, Levi Thompson coming in.
1 run in for Thompson. He's walked both times up.
He's going to send this one over, David. I got a feeling.
I think he thought he was going to get hit by that pitch. If he hits one over, he's going to have to supply a lot of power.
He's got it, though.
That's
Wow.
behind him. Nice play by the catcher. Really nice play by the catcher.
Yeah, that was.
So 2-0. Inside ball 3.
Yeah, he's having a hard time finding the zone there.
Ball 4 walks in a run, so Levi's go touch first base and then go put the gear back on. He could just hit with the gear on.
Yeah.
He's got at least a 5-pitch walk streak going.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the worst. Whenever you got the home team, screaming out like ball 6, ball 7, ball 8. That's one of the hardest chants to hear as a pitcher, I could
I
imagine.
would think so.
Yikes!
Oh, and the lights have gone out, and they're back on.
Wow.
Wait, do we just hit a time? Is it
Yeah,
10
it must
o'clock?
be on a timer.
8:57 now.
But now I know which button to push here that I maybe could turn this thing off. Play a little fun. It's like you remember that movie Airplane?
Oh, yeah.
The
Line
what a
drive
shot.
by McConnell up the middle for a base hit. We'll have a clean end to this inning. Bishop touches home, and so does Gibson. That second run doesn't count. Cats get their 3 runs, and we're going to go to the bottom of the 5th. Cats up. Did you want to finish your airplane story?
Oh, I was just thinking about whenever they were coming in for the landing and the guy unplugs the light strip for the runway.
Yeah.
He's like, just kidding. Plugs it back in. A great scene.
All right, 14-0. We'll be back here in a few minutes. All right, bottom of the 5th inning at Central High School. We're going to wrap things up here after Maddox Ford gets us 3 outs. Thompson back behind the plate. Bartley back at third base. Cole back at second. Simon Hill back at first. And Trenton Cup Abel back at short. Cup back at first. And a 1-1 count to the central batter. Looks like, who got in left field? Is that Lee? That's Lee. Lee McConnell, CJ in center field, and is that Maximus Voss in right field? Wave and a miss, 1 and 2. I think so. Little chopper in front of the plate. Ford's going to field it, and Ford's going to drop it.
Dang.
Tough play. He's going to try and make an off-balance throw from foul territory to the first baseman. I was really curious if he's going to be able to pull that one off, but he couldn't quite get a grip on it. So
For the Central Tigers,
this inning starts like last inning, a little infield swinging bunt.
You think he should have left that for Levi there to pick up, or do you think that was his?
Yeah, I think you just got to go for the ball. He was the first one there. It may have rolled foul if it was left. Ideally, he would have been able to field it and plant his feet, but then he was going to be right in the way of the runner. Just one of those balls. Swing and a miss, a good fastball from Ford.
I remember one time Thomas was pitching, and he did a little pump like Maddox does, where they kind of bring the ball back and put it back in the glove before they throw it.
Oh,
and he
yeah,
got
yeah.
called for a balk.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he done it a couple of times, and he got him for a balk. So
Yeah, there's rules about when you separate, whether you can come back together again. I just did like he does. I just always kept my hands apart because I didn't want to get in trouble. Throw to first and run her back. Again to first, and Cup puts the tag down.
man, if you're a pitcher and somebody gets on like that, is that something where you just like just can't stand it that he's over there and just keep throwing over there? Nah, he's just
swing and a miss. I don't know if that's a strike three there. I don't know if that's a called play or if he's still in there on his own. It could be a called play. You know, some of this is getting your game reps, and so even if you don't think a guy's going, coach may want to see him work on his move,
gotcha.
work on hold runners on. Mm-hmm. These guys don't always get a lot of innings, so you want to make the most of getting all your reps in.
Yeah.
So infield hit followed by a strikeout. Just one out, one on.
Swing and a miss on that. That looked like that was breaking pretty good.
Yeah, it was. Hard breaking ball. I know Max been back and forth a little bit pitching with the 9-10 team and with the JV, so I haven't seen him throw a lot, but he's been pretty dialed in all spring on the mound. Yeah. Oh. Got a hit by a pitch. He squared a bunt late and hit him in the chest. And I don't know. Could have been called a strike, to be honest. I thought for a second umpires would call it a strike. Probably best just to let the thing let it go. And thankfully he wasn't injured. I don't know if that late square threw Maddox off and he didn't finish his delivery. Mm-hmm. So first and second and one away. Ball's in the dirt. Levi throws down, and it's a close play.
That was a close play.
If he'd gotten that on the third base side, he might have gotten him. We're behind the whole play, so we can see the whole play develop. Little number again, almost like the first batter. This time Ford fields and throws, gets the out. Griffin throws behind the runner to third base, but nothing going on there. So 2 outs. Runner's now at second and third. Cats will try to preserve the shutout here.
For the Central Tigers,
No pressure on Maddox here to
That's right. I know. Don't get the first run of the night for
don't
either
give it
team.
up.
2 outs. Pressure on Levi, too, if he bounces one up there. Pitches away.
let's go Maddox.
Outside corner, strike one. Stays up 2-1. Looks like soccer's done for the night over at the football stadium.
Oh,
That misses in. 3 balls, 1 strike. Almost got him.
yeah, he did. Come on, Maddox. Let's get this strikeout right here. 3-1. Got him
Swing and a miss
that.
on the 3-1. So 3-2
All right.
count.
Let's go, buddy.
Chance to end it here. Goes
Got him.
fastball and gets the swing and miss.
Perfect.
So Maddox Ford pitches the final inning for the Cats. 4 pitchers combined on a 3-hit shutout. And the Cats win the JV game 14-0. So, all right, we'll back at it on Thursday. It'll be alumni night. Varsity game at 5. The festivities begin at 4:20. If you want to come early, check that out. We'll be streaming on Conway Corp. Will be the primary stream. We'll probably have our stream up too because radio's going to cover it. We want to have special guests and whatnot and try to capture all that. But then the JV game after, of course. So hope you guys can come out on Thursday. If it rains a little bit, first part of the day, don't worry about it. We'll be out there. If for some reason something changes, it'll be posted over social media and whatnot. So, but anyway, good night for the Cats.
Yep. Been good. It's fun hanging out with you as always.
Likewise, appreciate it. All right, well, thanks everybody for joining us, and we'll see you on Thursday night.